Well, United Way of Central Indiana hosted Pulitzer Prize-winning author Matthew Desmond this week in efforts to better understand poverty in the United States and right here in the Hoosier State.
Wish TV was the only local station granted an interview with the author of Evicted. I talked with Mr. Desmond from the offices of UWCI last week about his follow-up work, Poverty by America. Check it out. On the heels of the release of his newest book, Poverty by America, I am more than pleased to be joined by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Matthew Desmond here at the offices of the United Way of Central Indiana. Welcome. Thank you for being with us on All Indiana today. We certainly appreciate your time. Before we jump into this, how is your one day in Indiana, right? How's that been so far?
It's been great.
Yeah.
So much incredible energy here. So many folks doing such good work fighting poverty here. So it's an honor to be here.
We're actually the only station that you're sitting down with today to kind of talk about this, and I'm curious as to what led you to this area to talk about this. I know that obviously United Way reached out to you, but you still had to feel some sort of reason to come here, right?
Well, poverty is an American problem. We have so much more poverty than other rich democracies. And it's not just a problem for red states or blue states or the coast or the South. It's really all over. And if you come to Indiana, you see some unique challenges. The eviction rate in Indiana is incredibly high. And so I think that when we care about poverty, we have to care about housing stability. And this is a problem that uniquely affects this state.
What led you to study this and put effort into writing about this?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a home. We didn't have a lot of money. Our gas got shut off. We lost our home to foreclosure. And I think seeing my family experience poverty led me to it. And then for my last book, I lived in very poor neighborhoods in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I saw a kind of poverty that was incredibly painful. I saw grandmas living without heat in the winter. I saw kids getting evicted regularly. And I think those experiences drove me to this question about why? Why is there so much poverty in this land of abundance?
You mentioned your previous book named Evicted, aptly, and it was actually a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. What's that like? First of all, winning a Pulitzer Prize, I mean, that's about as good as it can get when you're writing a book.
I think it's an affirmation of readers connecting to families in the book. You know, I think that when I give talks on Evicted, a lot of folks are like, how's Arlene? You know, how's Lorraine? People are connecting with those families. And so I think that award just reflects this incredible humanity that those families put on display in that book and how gracefully and powerfully they refuse to be reduced to their hardships.
That's one of the things, even talking to some folks here before you and I started chatting, that they mentioned was, yes, you've obviously written a book, you've had success about those things, your professional successes, all of that, but you still, it's more than just pages in a book, right? I mean, these are people and these are stories that you're telling that you find important to tell. Why is that? Because it would be easy just to go, yeah, I wrote these stories and now they're done. I don't care about that anymore, but that's not the case with you.
In this new book, I write about my friend Wu, who had his leg amputated, and we walked through the process of getting disability. I write about my friend Crystal, and I call them my friends, and they are my friends. And there's a way of writing about these issues with complexity and rigor, but also with love, and are connecting to families that I have a real relationship with and who I'm accountable to. And I think that makes me write a little differently. I think that makes the register of the writing different than if I had known no one below the poverty line. And so when I'm writing about ending poverty in America, and I want to end it, I'm writing about my friend Wu, my friend Crystal, my family members. And so I think that drives me. That matters to my work.
This is a little bit of a loaded question. You mentioned you want to end poverty, obviously. I think we all would agree with that. But is that something that is possible? I mean, you turn on every street corner, you can see it just here in our hometown. So is it a possibility? Is that something that we'll ever see?
It's utterly within our grasp. If you just look at everyone below the official poverty measure and you ask how much money would it take to bring them over the line, that's about $177 billion a year. Now, that's not a small figure, but there was a recent study published that showed that if the top 1% of families just paid the taxes they owed, not paid more taxes, just paid the taxes they owed, we as a country could raise $175 billion a year. So we could basically pull everyone out of poverty if the richest among us just paid their fair share. So that's just one clear example. We have the resources and we know how to do this. Now we need the political will.
He's Matthew Desmond, and we are so grateful that you took time to sit with us today and talk about this, and appreciate you coming to Indianapolis to be with United Way today. So thank you for your time. If you want more information on Matthew Desmond and his work and his newest book, you can find that at allindiana.tv. Thanks again. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.